You need a little remote.
I do need a remote, don't I?
Like
I do need a remote, but it's going.
Oh, is it? Can you edit? You can edit it afterwards.
I don't edit it at all. Here you go. There's no editing. People go, yeah, can you take that thing? You spelled something wrong, or I did something wrong, said something wrong. Can you edit it? No.
No.
No, I
not
can't.
doing
This
that.
is raw.
This is
Welcome
to Santa Cruz.
This is it, right? This is Alternate Radio Show number 638.
Wow.
I know, we thought we'd last, well, they thought we'd last like 3 months.
Yeah.
A bunch of surfers, doing a radio show. Are you kidding me? No one's going to show up.
No one's going to stick with this.
No one's going to show up. Oh, okay. Are we late?
Surfer time, it's a whole other,
right?
Yeah, it's a thing.
This is Tracey Weiss. She's got probably the best job in Northern California, maybe even the United States, maybe worldwide. She is the new executive director of the O'Neill Sea Odyssey.
Yep.
Which is, we're going to learn about, some people know what it is, but I know a little bit about what it is, but just being in the office for 2 seconds, I learned a lot more just being in the office for 2 seconds than I knew what they did. I thought they just give kids a little tour, drop them off, mom picks them up, and see you later.
No. It's a 3-hour program that really immerses kids in ocean education. We are, teaching them about this ocean ecosystem. I mean, people think it's like a afternoon field trip,
right.
And it really is designed to just be a starting point for an inspiration towards the ocean. So,
is that what it's for? Is it kids in a boat, or is there a lot more to it?
It's a lot more to it. So
okay.
We like to think that the boat program, which is where we are right now, right? We're sitting here on our 65-foot catamaran that's here housed here in the harbor. This is a new catamaran.
Right.
Yeah, it joined. It came here about 2 years ago.
Right.
So. We're so grateful. But I started in January, but the Sea Odyssey program has been in effect for about 25 years now.
Right.
Just over 25 years. And it started with Jack O'Neill, who would basically, surfers are sitting out there in the water and they're seeing people come in and out, and they get a much more in-depth, close-up look of what's happening there in the water.
And every surfer should thank Jack O'Neill every day.
Every day.
Because without him, we'd be freezing our butt off.
Well, there's that, right? So not only are you not cold, but then you really gain an appreciation for the ocean.
Right.
And so there are so many kids and so many families in our community that would never get a chance to be able to access our ocean ecosystem.
Right.
And so he started this program. He had a catamaran, and he started bringing kids out, and this is what he considered his living laboratory. It's our living classroom.
Right.
It's a chance for kids to get out and to get out on the water.
So the kids, let's talk today.
Yeah.
The kids go out, the kids get on the boat, first of all, get to be in this beautiful machine and head out there. And what are they going to do? What are they doing out there?
So when they're out there, they do a 3-station rotation. So basically, they participate in a classroom of marine ecology, marine biology, and then they do navigation. And so they rotate around this boat, and they get a chance to learn about the ecology of the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. We talk about the animals that make its home here. Why is it unique? Why is this environment important to be protected?
Right.
We do oceanography. We talk a little bit about plankton and what are the different characteristics of this water, the temperature, how it changes over time, the pH. What do you see, and why are you going to see that here, and how does that change, right? We have this marine canyon, we have these amazing coastlines from there. And then we talk about navigation. So not only do we have state-of-the-art, navigation system here, but really, if we're talking student math,
right.
They come in and they take their compass and they take readings, and all the information that they gather out here on the boat, we take back up to the education center, and they then apply it. So they'll do a plankton tow off the boat, and then back in the education center, they look, right?
Yeah.
They take a drop of water and they start to look at what plankton animals, zooplankton, phytoplankton are you going to see? And we start to track that over time so that we can see what are you going to see happening here based on the seasons in the ocean, right? So, and obviously we get distracted. We get to go follow whales, and we look at the otters, and we see, and so it's
a sidebar,
and it's really just experiential.
Different age groups of kids, or is it just middle school kids or high school?
Primarily, it's 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
It really is nicely aligned with the next generation science standards.
Right,
so it's about life sciences. And so over half of our kids have never been on a boat out in the water before.
I understand that.
So
I understand that.
it's an experience, right? So just the other day when we started, the program had been on a hiatus because of the pandemic for 2 years. And so when we started back up, the kids walked up to the boat and they're like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best day ever.
Right.
And
yeah.
That's what it's about.
I'll never forget, I used to coach soccer at Harbor High.
Oh, okay.
And when I first got the job, which is what, mile and a half maybe?
Yeah.
When I first got the job, I said, okay, we're going to go to the team, we're going to go train at the beach. Well, most of the Hispanic kids that were on that team hadn't been to the beach, didn't know where it was.
Right. Yeah.
Let alone being on a boat, you know. It was like, I was shocked, you know. But anyway, do you talk about, gnarly stuff like climate change with the kids, or is it that's too far, that's down the road?
No, I mean, those are concepts that we absolutely try to introduce, you know.
Right.
It's a 3-hour experience, but it is not just a 3-hour experience, right? We have a whole classroom lesson that the teachers can utilize before they come, right? So that they have a basic understanding of vocabulary
Right.
and some of the different concepts that they're going to be interacting with. But really, and then part of the unique part about the Sea Odyssey experience that I think is really important for everyone to understand is it's a free program.
Right.
So we go out and we raise the money, and the way that the kids earn their trip with us is by participating in a student action project. So the idea is hopefully they come and they learn this experience, all this knowledge, and we use that as like the pebble that starts those ripples
Right.
of change. And so they go back and they have to do a community service project or a conservation project.
So it's just like it's not just a quick boat tour and check out something on the stream.
That's what we're hoping, is that it kind of starts a much larger trend.
Right.
Yeah.
Mate, that's amazing. It's an amazing program. I bet Jack must have been pretty proud.
He was very proud. I mean, according to him and what I've been told, I unfortunately never got a chance to meet him,
Right.
but that this was one of his greatest accomplishments,
Right.
right? And being able to just eliminate barriers. So not only do we do like this traditional program, right, where we're working to get on a good year, traditional year, we serve just over 200 classes.
How many kids have been on the boat? How many kids have done the program altogether? I thought there was a number a couple of years ago, or was it a year ago, where that was going?
Oh, it was a number of years ago.
Like 10,000 or
100,000. So
100,000.
to date, I believe we've served just about 117,000
Wow.
students on the
And
boat.
so you go. How far do you go out? Is it just in Northern California? Or people to schools?
Primarily, our primary audience is Monterey, Santa Clara, and Santa Cruz County.
Okay.
And it tends to be, most of our students come from Santa Cruz County,
Yep.
and then we have some from Monterey and Santa Cruz.
Kids get the
Santa
life
Clara.
jackets on. You head out. What's the first thing you do?
What do? We head
Yeah.
out towards the wharf.
Yeah.
So we get to go tuck in back there, and we look at all of the sea lions there on the wharf. We get a chance to collect some kelp samples, and we're really then starting to really look at what is it we're seeing
Yeah.
out here on the water. And with the current season, we're seeing whale flukes, we're seeing tails out
Right,
there,
right.
and so we're looking for all those things.
Absolutely amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So let me ask a question. The job came up. The job came up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You sniffed it out. How did you get? Were you one of many chosen for the gig, or?
Well, I can't say. They went through a hiring firm,
Yeah.
so there was a pretty extensive search process. But I've been a resident here in Santa Cruz.
Were you part of the program before you got the job?
I was not.
You were not, yeah.
I was not. I'm new, but I have worked in environmental education for my entire career.
Okay.
So I jokingly say, I went to, when I was a kid, right? I went to camp, and I just then realized, I went away to camp. I went to Girl Scout camp for many years, and I was blown away. And I kind of came home with this idea of like, well, how, when I am at camp and I'm in nature, how am I miss home, but when I'm at home, I miss being out in the natural world.
Right.
And so I've basically spent my entire career figuring out, like, how do I make people feel at comfort? How do you feel at home when you're in the natural world?
Right.
Because not everyone does.
No.
And not everyone sees themselves as part of that environment.
Right.
And so I've really spent a lot of time trying to think about that. And so I've worked, in environmental education, and I've worked in nonprofits. Just prior to this, I helped to found the Camp Sea Lab outdoor school that had been based out of Cal State Monterey Bay,
Yeah.
but is now affiliated with the Web of Life Field School, and I worked with the Elkhorn Slough Foundation.
Right.
So I really spent my career working at the intersection of youth and the environment.
There's a lot of people working on the ocean, working at it. Save the Waves, right? All the programs you're involved with down in Moss Landing. It seems like a lot of people are trying to take care of the Monterey Bay out there.
There's a lot. Yeah.
So it's in pretty good shape, isn't it?
Well, unfortunately, there are so many people going out there on a regular basis,
Yeah.
and there's such a huge demand for, the resources in this area. And the ocean is still one of the greatest environments that we don't yet understand. So while we may know a lot, there's still a lot more for us to know and to understand more. And we want to build the next generation of stewards, right? So we want to make sure that these kids that are growing up now get that spark, get that energy, and get that kind of enthusiasm to do more. We want them to figure out, well, how do I? This is a career path. This is not something that that is available for all of you. We want everyone to see what the opportunity.
Even at that young age.
Even at that young age, that's where a lot of them get started.
Right. You set the seed, right?
So you set the seed.
You plant the seed, and away you go.
Absolutely.
How many kids come? I mean, what do most of the kids think leave when they get on that bus to go home? I wonder what they're thinking.
Well, I mean, I hear time and time again, right? Like some of the kids that are from Salinas or from the different communities that we serve, they're like, I had no idea, no idea that what I do back in Pajaro Valley or in these different areas would
affect the ocean.
Would affect this environment.
Right.
So
you get 117,000 proponents of Monterey Bay.
Well, that's what we should hope, right? And at this point now, we're seeing generations.
Right.
We're seeing generations of kids. So now teachers that have come and that they got a chance to serve as a fourth grader, or that they were a teacher, or a parent at some point, they're now bringing their kids. We're seeing, they're, so it's not just this one time, but it's starting to make big ripple effects.
Do you have new programs coming up? You got something you guys are working on that's coming down the pike?
Well, we're working on.
Or is it pretty much just this is what you do, which is what we're good at?
This is what we're good at.
Yeah.
This is at some point this is our niche.
Right.
No one else is providing an opportunity to get kids out, and we are fortunate and thankful to be able to have this resource to be able to get kids out on the water.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, right? As much as we've spent 2 years talking and living behind a screen of a computer, but once you get the sensory experience of being out on the water, there's nothing better. So this is our good spot, but we are going to continue to build our virtual program, because what we have seen and the last couple of years, we've all learned firsthand that you can still stay connected even if
online.
We're far away, right? From far away.
Right.
So we served a ton of people with virtual program, and we're going to continue to expand on that.
Yeah.
And we know that not everyone gets a chance to participate in field trips. And so we really want to be able to ensure that we're going to continue to build a virtual program and hopefully be able to expand it into other parts of California that don't get a chance to come and see this.
As the chief, do you get to come out here with the kids?
I do.
You do?
Unfortunately, right? Those of us that are in charge, I think they have to come drag me out.
Do you have any experience you remember with a kid? One particular, anything you remember specifically?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, when we first walk up here, it's just that sense of awe. They walk up and they are in just
because they see the little boats. So like, okay, we're going out in one of these little
and
guys.
they walk up and they're like, what?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
I had to laugh. Somebody told me a story, and I wasn't here for this, but they're like, this is better than polka. I was like, polka?
Polka?
That was not the...
I wouldn't know where to start on the polka. Any polka moves.
I did not realize Santa Cruz...
I think that's the first reference to polka on my show, and over 600 shows.
I'm here to be the first. I had no idea that there was a large polka community of Santa Cruz.
In Santa Cruz?
Maybe. I
have no idea.
No, yeah, you and me both.
Polka party on the O'Neill boat?
I'm sensing a theme. We're gonna make it happen. That's what we should do. We should have our own polka party.
So what was your gig before you did this gig? What did you do?
I worked down at the Elkhorn Slough Foundation.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I helped. Again, it's just a matter of managing environments. How do we make sure that we run? Santa Cruz is an amazing environment, right? We are all so lucky to live and have this in our backyard, but we have to
once you get here, you can't leave. Like the Eagles,
can't leave.
like the Eagles said, right? You can check out, but you can never leave, right?
It's like Willy Wonka. You can only go forward.
You only go forward. What did you learn from like Dan Hafley? Did you check with Dan like
I do.
before they throw you in the deep end, or did they kind of touch? Did they touch you?
So Dan and I have been friends and colleagues for years.
Right.
And one of the things that I appreciate about Dan and that I appreciate about this role is really a big part of what we're trying to do is to create public policy and to create kind of a policy level change, right? In terms of thinking about how kids access our world. So it's not just writing grants and getting donations, which obviously is important to our business because that's how we fund getting these kids out here.
Yeah.
But we're really trying to approach it from a systemic level and to think about, okay, how do we create, policy and governance at a higher level to ensure that every kid gets a chance to come out? Because right now, we're trying to make sure that environmental education is not something that's nice to have, but that every kid gets to have.
Right.
Because right now, it's really just seen as isn't that a fun thing you get to do?
Yeah.
But I see environmental education as basically, it's the education we all need for the world we want to have. And we want a world where everyone understands, values, and is connected to Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary.
And it's going to take care of the ocean.
Yeah, it's
First
alive.
and foremost.
We got to take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, I get
That's
in
what
there.
Jack always said,
I
right?
get in. I get in there. I try and get in there every day.
Yeah.
Even if I stick my little toe in it, I swear to God,
I
I'm
may
good.
not be a surfer. I am not a surfer, but I'm out there kayaking. I'm out there stand-up paddleboarding.
Yeah.
I'm out there tide pooling.
Yeah.
There are so many ways to interact with our ocean ecosystem, right? In ways that we want to make sure families understand how to do that. Because what ends up happening is, unless, people are lucky to know you and have you take them out, how do they know where's the safe place to go? And how do you know what the rules are and what the cultural norms are?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to figure out, well, okay, so that's why we're starting young. We're starting with the kids here.
Are there other programs like this out, in other parts of the world?
I'm sure there is.
Have you? Yeah.
But,
It seems like this is the wrong word, but it seems like something you'd franchise because the whole world needs it, not just here.
Oh, everyone needs
Right?
it again.
Right?
Yeah.
I just see this happening in other places, but if people don't take the initiative, then they don't take the initiative, I guess.
Well.
How about we take the camera, we take a tour of the boat?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do that?
Sure, we can take a tour.
You capable of that?
Let's take a tour.
Okay. We're gonna take this is the brand new O'Neill catamaran.
And so the catamaran, obviously, if anyone is interested, the Team O'Neill catamaran and charter program, the boat's available for private charters, public charters. You just have to Google the Team O'Neill charter.
Okay, so somebody could you
Yeah,
want to rent
yeah.
you want to rent this thing?
You could.
Yeah, you
So-
can. Check out this look at this view today, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful out here today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the catamaran is 65 feet long. You can have upwards. We only have one class at a time, but once you get chaperones and parents and stuff like that, so you get about 45 people at one point. It is a catamaran. And we can get Captain Mike also tell us a little bit more possible.
That'd be good. And what did we do with the other one?
The other boat?
Yeah.
They had sold it to it's down in Mexico somewhere
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yeah.
Should we go up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Papa Mike here. Well, they got the netting still.
Yeah.
No, we need you. We need you.
You want to come tell people?
Well, just tell us a little bit about the boat, can you?
I can, yeah.
That'd be great. Give her a break.
Busy cleaning.
Yeah, she's busy. We're gonna get the maid's gonna put down the hose.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm usually not in these interviews.
I know.
This is when Tim comes.
This is not part of
just
the.
local.
Yeah, you know what? Let me
Sorry.
call Tim, see how quickly I can get him down here. This isn't in my
This is
contract.
not part of your job.
Yeah, but I tipped
I'm
well
here to-
somewhere.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Maybe I'll be discovered. I mean, a big mega yacht just rolled in out here.
America's Next Top Captain.
Yeah, that's it. That'll be it. I could be that below deck guy.
Oh God.
Oh, my wife makes me watch it. It's horrible.
No, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to make you do that.
Okay.
Tell me the stats of the boat. Tell us what is.
Give me a name first.
Name of the designer and all
You.
that. Me.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Egan. I've been with the O'Neills for November will be 30 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So I've been involved with the program since the beginning, not just as OSO, but also OYC. So here I am. Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with the kids?
It's my favorite part of the job.
All right, yeah.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
My favorite part.
You must have like 1,000 stories about different kids.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the
No,
thousands.
no,
of stories,
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, I do.
They're good
I
kids.
do.
Yeah.
It's after all this time, it still doesn't surprise me or it does surprise me when I hear something come out of a kid's mouth to one of the instructors where I have to look away and snicker. Oh, that was awesome. But so yeah, I really enjoy it.
And the dimensions of the boat are?
This boat is the same length as the old boat.
Yeah.
It's 65 feet long, but it's significantly wider. This boat's 31 feet wide. The old boat was 28.
Yeah.
I can hold how many people?
We operated the same as the last boat.
Okay.
We operated with a maximum of 49 people, but this boat, in fact, is certified for 99 people.
Okay, all right.
So, but we like to keep
Keep it,
it not so crowded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a departure from the other boat. The great thing about it, for not just charters, but especially for the Sea Odyssey, is that we were able to sit down and design this boat with the designers with pretty much a blank sheet of paper. So,
So you designed, so you and your...
Well, we met with some Morelli and Melvin design group
Yeah.
in Newport Beach, and they're world famous for
Yeah.
designing multi-hulls, everything from charter boats like this to America's Cup foiling catamarans. So myself and Tim went down there some years back and sat down and talked with them, and they recommended this hull shape and the layout. Tim got to pretty much do what he wanted with the layout, so
Yeah.
we thought about, compared to the other boat, how spacious it is for the kids to be able to sit down in kind of a safe, secure area.
Yeah, yeah.
It flows really nicely. We have a front entrance that comes out on the deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
The old one didn't have that, did it?
the old one did
No.
not have
Did not have it.
did not have the ability to go in like
Back
this.
door.
Yeah.
And the last boat, to do the navigation station, you were inside this little tiny room,
Small cabin,
Right,
wasn't it?
right.
And it was
Yeah.
a closed cabin, and so now we have a lot more space
Yeah,
to be able
yeah.
to have
Yeah,
kids.
you're welcome if you want to come down and take a look. You'll see what the kids
You got something okay with time? 5 minutes.
I didn't know. Right?
Okay.
see. So the kids can not only see, if we want to keep them outside because it's too rough and we
Yeah.
don't want them inside, from that cockpit they can see everything that goes on here right through this window that
Yeah.
opens up. And as you can see, my navigation stuff from the classes today is still up. So you have the radar on the right-hand side,
Yeah, yeah.
And our chart plotter down below. So the kids get to see all that, which the other
Very
boat,
cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Restrict,
cool.
but the other boat was more restricted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cool for the instructor.
I just knew where the fridge was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the old one that had the big refrigerator, home style refrigerator.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you very much for the quick tour. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
And
Get
you
back
know-
to the
I'll get back to my
get back to the
I'll get
grind.
back to my important.
You have some important duties out there.
Hey, thank you, kiddo.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. I'm
Yeah.
glad we were able to come out and talk
Yeah,
a little
this
bit
is
about
great.
the Sea Odyssey
Yeah, this
program.
is great. Yeah,
You know.
what, this was much better than doing it somewhere else.
Absolutely. And
This
we're
is
so
perfect.
excited. I mean, like I said, the Sea Odyssey is a really unique, beautiful program. And
Yeah.
it's really about active conservation
Yeah,
and inspiring the next generation of ocean stewards.
you must love coming to work,
I am very grateful.
right?
Yeah, I'm very grateful
Yeah.
to be a part of such an iconic Santa Cruz program.
Yeah, well,
You
we're
know.
grateful to you for teaching the kids.
Yeah.
you know?
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat
Yeah,
with
you're
us here
welcome.
today.
Thank
I'm
you so
glad we
much.
got to do it out here. It's a beautiful
Love it.
day for it.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.